things. Overtaxing, denying tax rebates to seniors, playing every dirty trick that can be played out of the second floor. That hasn't changed. So we're going to go forward and we're going to remind the people of this state that Republicans in this conference represents diversity, it represents checks and balance, it represents this Republican conference, good government, fairness, equity, equal representation. So you don't have a bully trying to steamroll over a whole constituency. None of that has changed. That is still the circumstance of governing in New York State. And while we had a phenomena out there in a battle, lost a game, the season's not over. And when this season's over, and when this war is over, this conference, which is standing unified and tall, is going to increase. We're going to increase our conference membership after November. So that's our commitment. And in terms of unity, the press likes the speculation about my life, and I appreciate all the attention you give me. You know, you make me really feel good that every time I pick up a newspaper, I'm in a headline somewhere, for better or for worse. Well, guess what? This conference is solidly behind me, going forward to win this war. And thank you.
So, Senator,
And I thank them for that. And before, thank you. I thank them. Dean Skelos, Senator Dean Skelos, my deputy majority leader, who has been a personal friend, first person to support me for leader here in this state. Tommy Libis, who's the deputy majority leader out there and being representative of the majority. A lot of speculation about what's on people's minds. Well, I'm going to ask Senator Skelos, who is part of this conference, personal friend, dedicated, committed leader to the people of his district in this state, to just join me here and say a few words. He's right behind me, covering my back.
Thank you, Joe. You know, there's been a lot of speculation over the years concerning my relationship with Joe. You know, Tommy Libis and I, all the blogs. The bottom line is we feel a responsibility to this conference, number one, to Joe as our leader, but most important is to the constituents we represent. It's not about any one individual. It's about checks and balance within the state. It's about making sure that each region of the state is treated fairly. One of the greatest parts of Joe's leadership has been that he's been able, and it is difficult, especially dealing with people from Long Island,
I noticed.
that he's balanced the needs of all of our constituents, not necessarily our own personal needs, but the needs of those who we represent. And that is a test of leadership. I love the business. I love politics. I love government. I lost one election in my life, and I came back when nobody said I would win, that I was down and out, I was outspent, there was a Democrat governor, the whole thing, and I was elected, and I'm here 24 years later. So sometimes, Joe, as you said, you lose a battle, but ultimately I won the war, and this conference is going to win the war.
Senator Bruno.
And let me just say this. We've always been known as the Long Island Nine. We're going to be back as the Long Island Nine, and Craig Johnson is not going to be a senator after November.
Senator Bruno. Senator Bruno.
Yes, Tom Libis. Tom Libis, who is one of the leaders here. Tom, come on up. And was out there in the field, did all the kinds of things that could be done. And I want Tom to just express the thought here, and then we'll take questions.
Thank you, Leader. As I said earlier to some of you, the race is over with. It was a tough race. We ran against a very popular guy, and certainly I congratulate him as a new senator. But having said that, I stand here with my leader, Joe Bruno, who has been a friend. I've served 20 years in the Senate, and I've served under his leadership, and I am honored to stand with him shoulder to shoulder, and I'm also honored to stand with my friend and colleague, Dean Skelos. We are shoulder to shoulder. We are here with our colleagues. We are going into this November as a majority. We will come out of this November as a majority, and we will increase the numbers of our majority. You know, there's a lot of speculation that goes around. This conference is a family. It cares about the constituents. The philosophy that we represent is a popular philosophy of the working families of the state. We are going to work together. We are going to work as leaders together, and I am very proud to be here with my leader, Senator Bruno, and to stand with my friend, Dean Skelos, and all of our colleagues in the conference to move forward and win in November and come back as the majority of the state.
Senator Bruno.
Thank you. And I want to thank all my colleagues that are here with me for the good work they do on behalf of their constituency, and thank Dean and thank Tommy, but thank all of them, because they're out there committed, challenged, doing the right things for their constituency and for the people of this state, and that's going to continue.
Senator, is there any thought at all about stepping down as majority leader?
Have I what?
Any thought about stepping down as majority leader?
The people here are unified and supportive. I've been elected majority leader until January 1st of '09. I'm elected majority leader. And we have the majority. My conference is totally unified here in support of my leadership and our majority conference, and going forward to increase that majority in November. So that's where I am.
Senator Bruno.
Any retirements or people flipping?
I do not, you know, the media loves in the governor's office and Malcolm Smith have the greatest propaganda machine since the Second World War. And every time they talk about a Senator Bonasek, a Senator Roebuck, a senator, you name it, yeah, they have reached out since last November to our conference members. They have made, the governor's people, have made offers to members for jobs to get them out of office, which would appear to be indecent, if not against the law. But that's been going on since last February, and nobody has moved. Everybody is here, and every single conference member of our majority of 32 have indicated that they expect to be here, stay here, go forward. And they've been approached, of course. So what's new? What's different?
So Senator Roebuck, are you planning to stay a Republican and with the Republican?
I totally am. I'm going to stay with the conference that best serves the people of Rochester, takes an upstate perspective on equity, on resources, capital projects, and policy. I turned down a job last February to double my salary because my priority is my constituents, and it'll remain my constituents. And people ought to start asking me instead of letting other people speak for me.
All right, Joe. All
I wondered where journalistic integrity went when people are writing about you and they never called to speak to you. That's just morally wrong. And in your business, in the media business, once someone misspeaks, 10 newspapers pick it up and they run with it. With me, I've been a Republican all my life. It's not about power. It's not about opportunity. It's about integrity of ideas. And will remain a Republican. So that's how I feel about it.
right. Thanks,